What's good, YouTube? Dorsey Made Gaming here, y'all. And today I want to do, since Dragon Ball Fighterz is coming out very soon, and I had the pleasure of playing the early beta as well as the regular beta and then the other open beta. Very excited about this game. Now, for those of y'all who don't know, I don't know if every GameStop is doing this, but the GameStop down here is, I know for sure. And most of the time, if one GameStop is doing it, all of them are probably doing it. So Monster Hunter does come out on the 26th, as well as Dragon Ball Fighterz. The GameStops down here will be releasing it at 9 o'clock p.m. Now, I pre-ordered mine digital, so I'll have to wait till 11 to play it. Oh, man. Yeah, I got to wait till 11 o'clock to play it, man. Where I could have been playing it at 9, but it's all good. So check with your local GameStop, man. If you pre-ordered it from GameStop, check with them, see if they're doing an early release. And if they are, you can get your hands on it at 9 o'clock. Don't know if servers will be up by then. I'm pretty sure they will, but I digress. But to the meat and potatoes, why are we here today? We're here today to discuss Xenoverse 2 compared to Dragon Ball Fighterz. Now, I may be late to this party. I don't know, nor do I care. But I've heard people and seen people comparing the two of them. Also, after playing Dragon Ball Fighterz, going back to playing Xenoverse, man, I'm gonna say up front, they cannot. Comparing them is like comparing apples to tomatoes. Even though they say that tomato is actually a fruit, like, come on, man. Fighterz is a great game so far. I mean, I hate that people are like canceling pre-orders and stuff just because of the servers. Let me set the record straight, because good God, people, get a clue. It's a beta. The difference between a beta and a demo is, well, kind of like the difference between Dragon Ball Fighterz and Xenoverse 2. You know what I'm saying? So in a demo, it's basically a finished product for the most part. The demo allows you to play portions of the game that are finished. Now, they may find some stuff, some bugs, things like that is kind of what demos are for, more or less. And just for you to get a chance to play the game, see if you like it. Now, a beta is mostly put out for them to test servers. That's really what a beta is. That's why you see betas. You don't see betas in like every kind of games. You're not gonna see a Madden beta, NBA Live beta. You're not gonna see what other games are offline based. You're not gonna see a Grand Theft Auto beta or something like that. You're gonna see betas in games that are geared mostly towards online play, or games that will be heavily influenced by online play. Now, we know that Dragon Ball Fighterz is going to have a offline mode, story mode, practice mode, things of that nature, leveling up your characters and all this and that, good stuff. But it's a fighting game, and we're in 2018, and people play fighting games online because I guess couch co-op stuff is out the window, but I digress. It is imperative to have optimum online connectivity, and in order for them to make sure that things are good, they release betas for online games. They've done it for Destiny, they've done it for The Division, they've done it for Dragon Ball Fighterz. Literally sit back and think of every game that you've played in the past 5 years that have been online based games. They didn't do demos, they did betas. But they did do demos for games like 2K18. They did demos for NBA Live. They do demos for those games just to let you kind of get acclimated with the game and try it out to see if this is what you want to buy. It's also to build up hype. Demos are different from betas. Dragon Ball Fighterz is different from Xenoverse and really any other, well, not any other, but previous, the most recent Dragon Ball fighting games. And back to the beta thing. So for those of y'all who canceled y'all's pre-order because of the beta, go get your pre-order back. I'm serious, because the servers aren't supposed to be nice during a beta. That's, like I said, that's the whole reason for the beta. If you played the second beta that they did, and I'm gonna tell you, this is how you know the servers are going to be good. They may not be peachy at release day because there's going to be an influx of people playing it because everybody didn't have a chance to get their hands on the beta, maybe didn't have time to play it, blase. Here's the thing. The fact that because the servers were so bad, they did a second beta shows you that hey, if there are beta issues at release, they're gonna fix them, you know? And and so go get your pre-orders back. It's a beta. That's what it's for, to test the servers. They tested the servers. They made some corrections. The second beta was actually a lot smoother than the first. I was actually had no problems finding matches in anything. And the cool thing I like about Dragon Ball Fighterz is that you can adjust your connection. Like, you could choose to not play against anybody with bad internet connection. That's what I did. I want people to match my internet connection because my internet connection is sweet. But anyway, so enough about that. Go get your pre-orders back. But I want to get down to the nitty gritty, man. And like I said, I've heard people comparing Xenoverse to Dragon Ball Fighterz and things like that. Stop it. Stop it. You stop that nonsense right now. Dragon Ball Fighterz is a fighting game. Y'all got me? It is. Let me put it like this. Dragon Ball Fighterz, basically what it is, it's a fighting game with Dragon Ball Z characters. You get what I'm saying? Xenoverse is a Dragon Ball game. It's a simulation more than anything. So you can't compare the two, because while there are similarities, yeah, there's Dragon Ball characters, yes, Dragon Ball story, yes, Dragon Ball moves and things like that. The game isn't supposed to be played the same way. You're not, I mean, yes, it's Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Does it have fighting? Yes, but so does Dragon Age Inquisition. You get what I'm saying? But it's not like Mortal Kombat. There's a difference between a fighter and a RPG. In RPG games, yeah, you're going to have some fighting elements in them. Same thing like Destiny and things like that, you know. But the games are different. The fighting is different. It's a lot more skill-based. Now, you do have... I'm going to tell you what Arc Systems did, and I'm very happy that they did this for newcomers. This game, to me, is going to be revolutionary in both the fighting world as well as, in my opinion, the Dragon Ball world as far as Dragon Ball games go, because what they've done is, in my opinion, built the perfect bridge to bring in players who are not accustomed to fighting games. Let me say this again. If you are not accustomed to fighting games, if you looked at this game and said, I don't want nothing to do with it because it's a fighting game and I suck at fighting games, I hate playing them, you might want to try this game. The reason why is because there are levels to this stuff. You get what I'm saying? There's other people just like you who aren't used to fighting games who will get into this game. Y'all can play against each other and learn the game, because if you're used to the whole old Dragon Ball stuff of square to do combo, triangle to do combo, you can do that in this game. And I like that it caters to the newcomers. It cradles you in. You know what I'm saying? It puts that bottle in your mouth, gives you your little binky and your blankie, and it spins the little thing above your cradle for you. And then bam, it wakes you up and you're a teenager. You're going through puberty and you got pimples and all that stuff. And then it eases you into adulthood. You know, it's one of those things. It's literally levels to it. And I love it because, like I said, if you're new to fighting games or you don't have as much experience with fighting games, the transition is actually a pretty smooth one if you kind of stay away from competitive online. Because if you go to competitive online, you will get wrecked. But that's fine because the game allows you to train and build and get better and play against people with similar skill sets such as your own. Now, it also caters to those who are in the nitty gritty to get it. You get what I'm saying? It caters to those people who are skill based, because there's definitely skill associated with this game. And I like it because, you know, me personally playing it, I felt like Goku. Now, y'all know Vegeta is my boy, but I felt like Goku because Goku is the type of fighter, he has his ways of fighting, but Goku is like Bruce Lee. He's like water. You know what I'm saying? So he basically forms to whoever he's fighting. He has a slew of things, but he is a on-the-go kind of fighter. And that's how I feel with Dragon Ball Fighterz. To me, that's how it works for me, because I watch what people do and I pick up on what they're doing quickly and I counter that. You know, everybody has their different fighting styles. Some people have a set fighting style and they stick with it. And if I'm playing you, you're going to lose because I'm going to figure out what you're doing and it's going to be over for you. You get what I'm saying? And it's just so many different styles that you can play in this game. And there's so many different, well, there's not so many different characters. There's a big list of characters for a fighting game. And I like that because every single character plays differently. And you know, you hear that in games like Xenoverse. Oh, Goku's not going to fight like Goku, Rose, and things like that. And there's still some similarities. No, man, these characters are all different for their fighting styles and things like that. Now, as far as pulling off special moves and stuff, yeah, that's the same, the button combinations, and I can appreciate that. But as far as how they fight, their special attacks, how to use them and things like that, they're all different, and it is awesome. So y'all, the other night I got back on Xenoverse because I'm having a Dragon Ball, I'm having a Dragon Ball Z withdrawals and stuff like that. And oh my gosh, like it really opens your eyes to just how much of a true fighter Dragon Ball Fighterz is. As far as Xenoverse goes, if you want to get into the adventure side of things, it's perfect. Go for it because it's good. And then there's some fighting in there that you don't have to really focus on technique and skill as much. There is some skill still associated, but not near as much. Go for it. That's the thing. But Fighterz is a complete fighting game. And one thing that I like about this, and I was talking to a friend of mine at work, shout out to Felipe. What's up, man? But anyway, I was talking to him about this and I said, you know what? I can't wait to see what the future of Dragon Ball gaming is going to do. Because with Fighterz out, which y'all, there's been Dragon Ball fighting games. The very first one that I played was Shin Butoden on the Super Nintendo. And I played it on the emulator, on the keyboard, in Japanese. So yeah, I had to learn it, catch on quick. I also played Final Bout, Ultimate Battle 22. Like the list goes on of the actual Dragon Ball fighting games before they got into the whole adventure simulation style stuff. And compared to those games, which I'll probably do a video on that on a later date, but compared to those games, this one is awesome. It brings back that nostalgia of the 2D fighters, but it also throws in some of that Ultimate Tenkaichi, Ki Blast, destroying the planet or whatever the case may be. It is awesome, man. And it is a game to me that's going to revolutionize the Dragon Ball gaming community for this reason right here. We now have a true fighter back in the lineup. So games like Xenoverse can focus more on the adventure and the simulation style of things and don't necessarily have to focus so much on the fighting aspect of things, because games like Xenoverse are trying hard to be both adventure simulation and a fighter. But when you have a true Dragon Ball fighter on the market by the same publisher, by the way, you don't have to focus so much on the fighting system. Does it still need to be there? Yes, it does for competitive fights and things like that. But if they're basically going to say, look, man, you got options. Okay. You got this real fighter over here, and you got this adventure simulation style over here. That's kind of like the difference between playing NFL Street or NFL Blitz and Madden. You see what I'm saying? They're both football, but one is a more adventure, laid back, have fun, enjoy the moment kind of thing, and the other one is let's get this dub. We're going to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the difference that they're taking right there. So please stop comparing these two, y'all. If you've played Fighterz, go back and play Xenoverse and tell me if I'm wrong. I am not wrong. It's almost appalling to go back and play Xenoverse 2 right now. I'm telling y'all, I don't know what they're going to add with DLC Pack 6. I know they're going to add some more characters, probably Toppo, Ultra Instinct Goku, maybe even Jiren. I believe they're going to add some new things as far as whoever your mentor is. Like right now, I think my mentor is Zamasu still. So I could actually go into fights with Zamasu. I could change his skill set, change his outfit, things like that. Really cool. Put Zamasu in Goku's outfit or something, make him mad. Or I don't know. Anyway, but they are adding some things to the game that is going to keep Xenoverse going. But man, I think that Xenoverse, I think you might have bit your last one, man, because Fighterz is that good. It is that good. If I rated Fighterz on a scale of 1 to 10 right now, in my opinion, it's a 10. In my opinion, it's a 10. And I hadn't even played story mode. Like, I have not been this excited for a video game since what game was that? Never been this excited for a video game, y'all. I'm so serious. I've never been, because I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. But y'all, this game is just fun. It captures every essence of Dragon Ball. Like the characters, their attitudes, the way they talk, the way they act, the way they fight. Everything is captured in this game, and it is awesome. And Xenoverse doesn't do a bad job of that, but it just doesn't pull you in as much as Fighterz do. And Fighterz is very engaging. Xenoverse, you have this wide open space that you can plan attacks, lay back. You can do a lot of stuff in Xenoverse, but Fighterz forces you to fight, man. You can't sit back and plan stuff, man. You basically got to learn it on the go, man. And it's so cool. And I like the fact that you can actually play, like, I can get 3 buddies and we could play on the same squad against somebody else. I mean, well, you could do that in Xenoverse. No, you can't. You got to play each other. You can't play on the same team. You got to fight against each other. But they are 2 very different games. Xenoverse 2 is not bad. I still like it. I still play it. It's just not the same. You can't go into Xenoverse without, it's kind of like having creamy peanut butter and then going to peanut butter with the peanuts in it, that crunchy peanut butter, man. It's kind of hard to go back to creamy once you had the peanuts with the peanut butter and the jello pudding with the jello pudding. Pops. But I gotta digress, man. They're 2 very good games, and I can't wait to see what they're doing with DLC Pack 6, y'all. But we cannot compare Xenoverse to Fighterz because they are 2 different games, completely different. You can't compare the fighting system. But you know what? For the sake of it, for the end of this video, because we've been going for a while, I'm going to compare Xenoverse to Fighterz. So, fighting. Fighterz wins in the fighting department. Animation. Fighting wins in the fighting department. Story, I hadn't played the story yet, but from what I've seen, Fighterz wins in that department. Destructible environments, Fighterz wins in that department. Immersion, Fighterz. I don't know about immersion, man, because I can create a character in Xenoverse. I'm about to get out into Xenoverse too, because I can create a character, customize his movesets and stuff like that. Now, as far as how everything looks when you're fighting, that goes to Fighterz, man, because you kicking folks through mountains and stuff like that. It is amazing. If they had stuff like that in Xenoverse 2, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. But, I mean, if you compare them, to me, Fighterz is a better game. If you're going into it for the simulation style, I want to create my own character, I'm in the Dragon Ball Z world, Xenoverse wins 100%. But if you're going for a game that's going to be fun, keep you on the edge of your seat, cause you to strategize and have fun with the game, if you want to enjoy let me put it like this. If you want to enjoy the actual Dragon Ball characters, Fighterz is the game for you. If you want to enjoy, if you were in the Dragon Ball Z world, Xenoverse. They're both good games, but in my opinion, Fighterz is better. That's all I got for right now, y'all. Sorry for keeping y'all so late, but y'all know how I get when I'm talking about Dragon Ball. Till next time, thanks for watching, and God bless.